Hi everyone, welcome back. Now that you know all of the design tools, it's time for you to practice. And you are going to create this beautiful UI design for a finance application. You can find this file in the resource folder. I've already created them for you. You can go ahead and start creating it, or you can just follow me. We are going to recreate them from the scratch. First thing we are going to do is to download fonts. You can go to the Google Fonts and search for this font. It's Rubik. We are going to download it just like this. And then we have another one, Cairo. It's this one. So just click on it and download. And the last one that you are going to download is Electrolyze, I think, something like this. Yeah, Electrolyze. This is for the numbers, it's very good. And then for the icons, you can come to this website. It's called Flat Icon. You can download any icon that you want, even without registration. But if you want to download more, you can register. And if you want premium icons, you can subscribe to their website. It's very easy to download, and I've already downloaded some fonts for you. If you go to the resource folder, you can find this folder. It's called Icons. We are going to use the plugin for the icons, but if you want some more icons and different icons, you can download them from this website. So the first thing you are going to do for the design, you are going to create the background. So I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and you are going to create a rectangle that is the size of the artboard, just like this. And then for the color, I'm going to press on the I, and then I will get the color from this sample. So we have the same background. And then you are going to fit the rectangle to the size of the artboard, just like this. It doesn't need to be perfect because it will not show outside the artboard anyway. Now right click on this background layer and lock it so you don't accidentally click on it. Now it's a background. And the next thing I'm going to do is to select the artboard itself, click on the name, and now enable the layout. This is for us to know where to place our items. First thing, I'm going to create the text and this plus button. For that, I'm going to use the type tool, and then come over here and write my cart. Click on it, and then we are going to change the font over here. We will write Rubik. We are going to use this font, and then increase the size. Yeah, the size is good. Then I'm going to select my and change from regular to bold. Let's try extra bold or black. No, actually make it bold. And that's it for this one. We are going to come back to it and fix it more, but for now we will keep it like this. The next thing I'm going to do is to play with the size a bit. Of course, the position as well. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this text. Press on the Alt or Option and move it over here. We are going to make this plus, just like this. And then we are going to select it, and then we will change it from bold to regular. And then we are going to change the color. So we are going to use the color picker, and you will get the color of the cart. To select the color picker again, press on the I for that, and get the color of the cart, which is this purple. Disable the border. And then we need to create the circle background. I'm using the circle tool. And you are going to make a circle from the middle of the plus. Press on the Shift and Alt together to make a perfect circle from the center. On the Mac, Alt is option. Of course, we disabled the border as well. And now I'm going to move it over the circle in the layer panel. Make sure that the plus is in the middle of the circle, and then we are going to select it, select both of them, press on the Shift and select both of them, and then right click and group them together. Now we can name this plus, and we are going to move it to its place, which is this area. And then you can move it around until you see it is aligned with the text. I'm going to change the cart. I will make it light from the regular. Just select it and go to the font. Make it light like this. And we are good. Now the next thing, we are going to create the carts. So I'm going to use the rectangle tool for that. And we are going to make something this size. Yeah, we are going to use the guidelines or the guides for that. Make a rectangle just like this. And then you are going to round the corners. It doesn't need to be exactly the same size, but if you can make it the same size, it will be better. So round the corners like this. And we are going to move it a bit to make sure it's in the right position. I'm going to disable the guides so we can see the design better. Click on the name of the artboard to be able to select it and then disable the layout. Right now we can see it better and we are going to work on the design more. So the first thing I'm going to do is to press on the eye and change the color. We will get the color from here, and eye means eye drop. It's a color picker basically. I'm going to adjust here a bit, make it a bit down like this. And then you are going to use the pen tool to make the lines. These lines will be like patterns inside the card. So I'll just create it like this. And you know how to use the pen tool by now. If you want to make it round, you will click and drag. Okay, this is one. Let's create the other one. Okay. By the way, I'm pressing on the escape to disable the pen tool. So if you want to create a new line, you will press on the escape. Okay, like this is good, I think. I'll just adjust this one. Double click on it until you're able to select the points. I'll move this down a bit. Okay, I will keep it like this for now. Now select all of the line, press on the shift and click on all of them like this. Press on the eye and get the color from here. So you want the line color, make sure that you're selecting the line. As you can see, it chooses the color for the fill. We don't want it for the fill, we want it for the border. So I'm going to the fill and then I'll press on this plus to save my color. I already have it. And then we are going to disable the fill, select all of them, disable the fill, go to the border and use this color. So now we have the color on the border. Okay, I'm still not satisfied with this line. I'm going to double click on it until I'm able to select the points and then I'm going to fix it. You just follow me and see what I do and then you can do the same thing. By the way, you can remove the points. Just click on them and press on the delete on the keyboard. Okay, I will keep it like this. The next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate the shape of the card, which is this rectangle. Duplicate it. We are going to use this to mask the lines. Put it above the lines and select the lines with the new copy of the shape of the card. Right click and make the mask. Now the lines are appearing inside the card, just like this. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is to create the MasterCard logo. For that, you are going to create a circle. So press on the Shift and Alt to make a perfect circle like this. And we are going to disable the border for it. And for the fill color, we are going to give it the gradient, linear gradient. We will use white in the both side actually. So one of the sides has opacity. So we need this side, we will make it white first. And then we are going to bring down the opacity just like this. Something like this will be good. And then I'm going to duplicate it, press on the Alt and move it to the side, or Command D to duplicate it if you want. So we have something like this now. I can now move them up And of course we need to make them smaller. They are a bit big. Okay. As you can see, we will need to move some of the lines a bit. So I'm going to double click on it until I'm able to select the lines. So this is the one. I'm going to move it just like this. You can also play with the points if you want to. Okay, I think I will move this line also a bit down. Okay, click outside to see the results. Now we are going to write the MasterCard. We are going to change the color to white. We will need to change the font, but let's keep it like this for now. I'm going to bring down the size like this, and then the space between the letters, I'm going to make it 0, just like this. And we are going to move it over here. Let's make the M small, like this. And we are going to change the font. We're going to make it Cairo. Just write Cairo. This is the font that we're going to use. Okay. We are going to change it to semi-bold. And then we need to move it just like this. And we are good. Now I'm looking at my card text. I can see that the space between the letters is a bit too much. I'm going to make it 0. So click on it and make the space between them 0. And make it a bit bigger because it's smaller now. Actually, I'll keep it like that. It's good. Now the next text we are going to create is balance. So I will use the text tool, of course. Go to the text tool and we are going to write balance. We are going to use Rubik, or actually let's use Cairo. Okay, we are going to use the light version of it and make it smaller, just like this. Okay, let's change this to the regular actually. Okay, let's move it around. And I'm going to change from regular to light again. Okay, like this is good. Oh, sorry. Now we are going to create the number, the amount of the money that we have in our card, which is 50,000. That sounds a lot. Okay, now select the number. We are going to increase the size. And of course, we are going to change the font as well. We are going to use the Rubik. And I think we're going to use medium or regular. Let's see. Oh, this is too much. Medium is too much as well. Let's make it regular. Okay, this is good. And we are going to move it to the right position. Make sure you align it with the other things. Okay, so the next thing is the number for the credit card. I'm going to use the text tool, of course, and you're going to use the stars. Press on the shift and then click on the 8. This is on the Mac. You have the stars. I don't know what is it in the Windows, but you should see the stars. So now you are decreasing the size and we are going to change the font. We are going to use the electrolyze. Let's make it smaller and move it over here. And then I'm going to duplicate this actually. The size is good. We're going to duplicate, press on the Alt. You can write the numbers just beside it, but this is not what we are going to do. So I'm going to duplicate it. Command D or press on the Alt or Option and move it to the side like this. And write any number that you want. Like this, we are good. Make sure it fits or it's aligned with the stars. For the stars, I can see that they are very close to each other. I'm going to increase the space between them. Make sure that you select it, and we're going to change the space between them. You can press on the shift to make it go faster, like this. Okay. Let's move this to the side. Something not to forget to mention, these stars, they have border and the color is white. Because they are very thin, that's why I add some of the border, 0.5, to make it a bit thicker. Okay, now we are going to add the date. Sorry, I will duplicate this one. I'm pressing on the Alt and move it to the side, and we are going to add the date. I'm going to use the same numbers, 8/23. I hope in 2023 life will be better than now, because we are still in the pandemic in 2021. Hopefully everyone is safe. Okay, perfect. We are almost done with this one. I will just select the background of the card, and we are going to add the drop shadow. First thing, I will disable the border. I forgot to disable that in the beginning. And then we are going to add the drop shadow. Let's make it closer to see the shadow. As you can see, this is the shadow, and we are going to play with it. I'll just move it like this. Yeah, let's keep it like this actually, and I'm going to make it a bit darker. Like this is good. The next thing I'm going to do is to go to the layer panel, and I'm going to group everything together. Anything that I used for the card, I'm going to select them and group them together. So it's from this number, all of these are all of the text. And then you have these for the master card. So basically from here, press on the shift and click on the first one, right click and group. Now we have everything in the folder. I will call it card or credit card. And just like this, we have our card. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use the repeat grid to make the next credit card. So make sure that you select the group for the credit card, click on the repeat grid then, and move it like this. Now we have our second credit card. And then I'm going to decrease the size or the space between them like this. Okay, now we have this. The next thing we are going to do is to ungroup this repeat grid. Just click on it. Click on the whole thing and then ungroup the grid. Click over here. Now they are separated. We can select them like this. They are in different groups. We want to change this one. First thing, we are going to change the background for the fill. I'm going to get this color. Click on this one and get the color from here. Then we will go ahead and click these lines. Just click until you are able to select them. You can select them in the layer panel like this. And then we are going to change the border color for them to this one. And just like this, we changed. Now we can go ahead and change some of the text. The first thing, we're going to change the number. So you have something different. I will make this 4. And then I will remove this 0 as well. Just like this. You can go ahead and change the MasterCard to Visa if you want. You can just double click on it and write Visa, but for now I will keep it as Master. I'll just undo this and make it Master again. And like this, we created the background and our credit cards as well. But the last thing, I will change this number as well, just to have something different. Okay guys, now we are done with this lesson, and also we created 2 credit cards with the background and also the My Card and other button. I will see you in the next lesson, and we will be continuing designing the first page. See you there.